Most investors think the SPMO is just another S&P 500 ETF. It's not. In fact, it only owns about 100 companies, and depending on the market, it can become heavily concentrated in just a few sectors. That means it can outperform the S&P 500 in certain environments, but it can also swing much more than investors expect. If you've been researching ETFs recently, there's a good chance that you've come across SPMO, the Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF. It's become a popular option for investors who want to go beyond simply owning the entire market and instead focus on the stocks that have been showing the strongest momentum. On the surface, that sounds simple. Buy the companies that are performing well and let the trend continue. But momentum investing isn't quite that straightforward. SPMO follows a very specific system for selecting stocks, rebalancing the portfolio, and adjusting its exposure over time. And depending on the market environment, that system can lead to periods of very strong performance or noticeable swings that some investors aren't prepared for. So in this video, we're going to break down exactly what SPMO is, how it works, and what makes it different from traditional S&P 500 funds, the advantages and risk investors often overlook, and who this type of ETF is really designed for. Because before adding any ETF to a long-term portfolio, the most important thing isn't just performance, it's understanding how the strategy works and whether it's something that you can stick with through different market conditions. So let's start with the basics. Hi, I'm Greg Hardy and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for being here. We cover all things personal finance, investing, and building a secure financial future. So if you're serious about taking control of your money and also learning something new every week, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. It really helps the channel and gets this information to more people who need it. Thank you. As we touched on earlier, SPMO is an ETF that follows the momentum factor within the S&P 500. Instead of owning all 500 companies like the traditional index fund does, SPMO tracks a special index designed to identify the stocks within the S&P 500 that have shown the strongest recent price performance. From that universe, the fund selects roughly 100 companies that currently have the highest momentum scores. Momentum simply means this: stocks that have been rising the strongest over recent months tend to continue performing well for a period of time. SPMO is built around that idea. The fund regularly reviews the companies in the S&P 500 and selects the ones with the most consistent upward price trends, giving more weight to those with the strongest momentum. So instead of owning the entire market equally, SPMO tilts heavily towards the current leaders of the market. If certain sectors or companies are outperforming, they will naturally make up a larger portion of the portfolio. That approach can lead to periods of strong performance when trends continue, but it also means the portfolio can shift over time as new companies begin leading the market. Momentum investing is built around a simple observation about the market. Stocks that have been performing well often continue performing well for a period of time. When a company starts gaining attention from investors, money tends to keep flowing into it. That continued demand can push the price higher for months and sometimes even longer. Momentum strategies try to capture that trend by focusing on stocks that are already showing strong price performance. Funds like SPMO are designed to systematically identify those trends. Instead of trying to predict which company will be the next big winner, the strategy simply looks at recent price performance and selects the stocks that are already leading the market. The idea is that strong trends often persist, and investors can benefit by leaning towards those leaders rather than owning everything equally. But momentum comes with an important trade-off. Trends in the market don't last forever. Leadership can change quickly when economic conditions shift, interest rates move, or investors begin favoring different sectors. When that happens, the stocks that were leading the market yesterday may not be the leaders tomorrow. That's why momentum strategies can sometimes outperform the broader market, especially during strong, sustained trends. But when leadership rotates or the market environment changes, momentum can also reverse quickly. Understanding that dynamic is important because momentum investing isn't about always being right. It's about capturing trends while they last and adapting as those trends evolve. To understand how SPMO works, it helps to look at the rules behind the strategy. The process always begins with the companies inside the S&P 500. That means the fund is still focused on large, well-established U.S. companies, the same group of stocks most broad market ETFs already hold. And then from there, each company is evaluated based on price momentum. The index looks at how stocks have performed over recent months, ranks them based on that performance, and then selects the companies with the strongest momentum scores. Stocks that show stronger and more consistent upward trends receive higher momentum scores. Once those scores are calculated, the index selects roughly the top 100 companies with the strongest momentum. These stocks then make up the portfolio, but the weighting isn't equal. Companies with stronger momentum scores receive larger positions, while those with weaker scores receive smaller allocations. What this means in practice is that the portfolio is constantly evolving. As market leadership changes, the momentum rankings change as well. Companies that were strong leaders a year ago may fall out of the portfolio, while new leaders move in. Over time, this causes the fund to naturally rotate towards whichever companies and sectors are currently showing the strongest trends in the market. And here's the part that most investors don't realize. Momentum ETFs like SPMO can become far more concentrated than investors expect. Because SPMO only selects about 100 companies from the S&P 500, the portfolio is naturally less diversified than a traditional S&P 500 fund that owns all 500 stocks. And since the fund weights companies based on momentum strength, some positions can become significantly larger than others. Another important factor is sector concentration. Momentum strategies don't try to balance sectors evenly. Instead, they simply follow where the strongest price trends are happening. If a particular sector is leading the market, whether that's tech, healthcare, or energy, the portfolio may become heavily tilted toward that area. For example, if technology companies are showing the strongest momentum across the market, SPMO may end up allocating a large portion of the portfolio to tech stocks. That can work extremely well when those companies continue outperforming, because the fund is leaning into the strongest part of the market. But the same concentration can also increase volatility. If leadership suddenly shifts away from that sector, the portfolio can feel those changes more quickly than a broadly diversified index fund. That's the trade-off with momentum strategies. They have the potential to boost returns by focusing on market leaders, but they can also experience sharper swings when those leadership trends change. When investors look at a fund like SPMO, one of the first questions they usually ask is how it compares to simply owning the S&P 500. And the honest answer is that the performance relationship isn't always consistent. Momentum strategies tend to perform best during strong, sustained market trends, when the same group of leading companies continue moving higher for long periods of time. That's why momentum has been studied for decades and is considered one of the most persistent factors in investing. And during those environments, momentum can work extremely well because the strategy naturally leans into stocks that are already leading the market. It can amplify the gains from those trends. When leadership remains stable and the strongest companies keep outperforming, funds built around momentum can sometimes outperform the broader market. But the opposite can also happen when market leadership begins to shift. If the companies that were leading the market start to slow down and new sectors suddenly take over, momentum strategies can lag behind while the portfolio adjusts. That's because the strategy is always responding to what has been working recently. And when those trends change quickly, the portfolio may take time to rotate into new leaders. So the key thing to understand is that momentum strategies aren't designed to win every year. Instead, they tend to perform best during specific market environments, particularly when strong trends persist for long periods of time. Another thing to understand about SPMO is its cost and structure. The fund currently has an expense ratio of around 0.13%, which means that you'll pay about $13 per year for every $10,000 that you have invested. That's higher than a traditional index ETF like SPYM or VOO, which simply tracks the S&P 500 and has very minimal costs. But that slightly higher expense is fairly typical for factor-based ETFs. Funds like SPMO aren't just holding the entire market. They're applying a specific strategy, ranking stocks based on momentum, and periodically adjusting the portfolio. To maintain that strategy, the index is rebalanced about twice per year, allowing the fund to remove companies that have lost momentum and add new ones that are emerging as market leaders. So while it's slightly more expensive than a traditional index fund is, it's still relatively inexpensive compared to many actively managed strategies. Like most specialized ETFs, SPMO isn't designed for every investor. So the real question is, who is it actually built for? It tends to make the most sense for people who want exposure to a specific investing factor rather than simply owning the entire market. Investors who believe momentum can add value over time may use a fund like SPMO to tilt part of their portfolio towards companies that are currently showing the strongest price performance trends. It may also appeal to investors who are comfortable with periods of stronger ups and downs. Because the strategy leans into market leaders, the portfolio can sometimes move more dramatically than a broad market index. For investors who understand that dynamic and are willing to stick with the strategy through different market environments, that added volatility may simply be a part of the trade-off. On the other hand, SPMO may not be the best choice for investors who want simple, broad exposure to the entire market. A traditional index fund that tracks the S&P 500 holds all 500 companies and spreads risks across the whole market. That approach tends to be more predictable and easier for many long-term investors to stick with. It may also not be ideal for investors who are uncomfortable with performance swings or changing portfolio leadership. Momentum strategies naturally shift towards whichever companies are leading the market at that time, and that can create periods where the fund looks very different from the broader index. For some investors, that flexibility is a feature, but for others, simplicity and stability may be the better fit. At the end of the day, funds like SPMO are really about one thing: tilting your portfolio towards what's currently leading the market. For some investors, that can be an interesting way to add a different dimension to a portfolio beyond simply owning the entire S&P 500. But like any strategy that leans into trends, it works best when you understand how it behaves during both strong markets and periods when leadership changes. The real key isn't just picking an ETF that has performed well recently. It's choosing a strategy that you can stay consistent with over many market cycles. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you currently own SPMO, or have you considered adding a Momentum ETF to your portfolio? And if you'd like to see more breakdowns like this, let me know which ETF or fund you want me to analyze next. There are a lot of interesting strategies out there, and sometimes the biggest difference between two funds isn't the performance, it's understanding how they're actually built. Now, if you found this video eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who you think needs to hear it. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense advice on building wealth and securing your financial future, then check out this video here. And also, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.